In a few seconds, I'm going to share with you a story of something interesting that happened, of how my dad called the cops on me. Before I do that, I want to share with you three quick things before I get started. Number one is I love my dad, and he is generally a good guy, in my opinion. Sometimes doesn't make the best decisions. On that note, leads me to number two, which is my dad does have dementia, aka mental illness slash poor judgment, and he's just really confused and fuzzy in the head all the time and doesn't really make the best decisions. Number three is I'm going to try to keep this as raw and real as possible, which will include, you know, myself and things that I'm not necessarily proud of how I responded, but I chose to respond like that in that moment. I might try to play myself a little bit nicer than I actually was because I was probably pretty mean to him in the moment. But anyway, here we go. So, yesterday night, I was sitting in my room doing my thing, playing games, being my little depressed self in this hardship of a time. And my dad walks in. He's like, hey, Richa. Yeah. What do you want? Can you tell me what you are doing to me? Bob, what are you talking about? By the way, mind you, it's midnight right now. Bob, what are you talking about? Just go to sleep. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to do my own thing right now. Uh, Risha, can you tell me what you're doing to me? Bah, what are you talking about? I'm not doing anything to you right now. Can you not see it? Like, I'm just playing games. Like, what do you mean? You are doing something to me. Can you tell me what that is? Okay. Can you be more specific? I don't really understand what you're trying to say. You are doing something to me. Okay, bah. Can you be more specific? It seems to me you are doing something to me. Uh, okay. Can you be more specific? You know you are a very smart person. You know what you are doing. I don't know what you are doing. But if I knew, I would tell you everything. There's nothing that we plan. No, Richard. I know you are doing something to me. Do I need to call 911? Do I need to file a report with the police? And I'm like, no, you don't. But just go to sleep, okay? He walks out of the room, goes back to his room, and next thing I know, I hear him talking on the phone, and he's speaking English, which makes me, guess it's the 911 operator. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's calling again. Yes, again, this is the third or fourth time he's called the police. And I run to the phone, pick up the phone. Hi, is this 911? Yes, it is. Is everything okay? I'm like, yeah. My dad has dementia. Oh, yeah. I remember he called 2 days ago, right? I'm like, yep. He's like, yeah, I picked up. Well, legally, we do need to send a police over just to check and make sure everything's okay. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And my dad's like, oh, can you make sure police come so I can file a report? My family is trying to plan some sort of conspiracy against me. I don't know what they are doing. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Um, so 10 minutes later, cops come by. I'm waiting there because I'm like, what do I do for 10 minutes? And finally, I'm like, it's midnight at this point. Officer walks to the door. I'm like, hey, officer, sorry for bothering you. And he's like, hey, what's going on? I explain everything that's going on. Dad has dementia. This is his third or fourth time calling. Uh, and not much. Like, he feels like there's something going on. I'll let him explain so he feels comfortable. Dad comes down. My dad explains, "Hey, officer, can you file a report? My family is doing something to me. I don't really know what they are doing. They won't tell me." And then I was like, "Bah, I'll tell you again once the police officer leaves." And the officer's like, "Okay, well, it seems to me, everything's okay. Your son's taking care of you. Yeah, you should probably just get some sleep and get some rest." No. You see, I struggle a long time in this country. I do a lot of work for the community, and this is how I get treated, et cetera, et cetera. Officer's like, sir, this is something that gets to be handled with the family, not with the police officer. It seems to me that your son's taking good care of you. And then after a few minutes, talking back and forth, my dad trying to explain stuff, officer finally leaves, and I have my third 2-hour conversation with my dad in the middle of the night in the last 5 days. So I sit there, I kind of explain to him the whole situation, and I'm just like, look, I'm an open book. If you want me, I will answer anything. Because the thing is, what I realize, and I'm gonna pat myself on the back for this one, is I've been doing my best to take care of my dad, and what's really stressful is sometimes he doesn't feel like I'm taking care of him because his needs aren't being met. And it's frustrating because I'm like, kind of in a way, I feel like sometimes I'm pouring my heart out and sacrificing my life to make sure my dad's okay. Um, I explained to him, and it turns out that this whole conspiracy thing that he thought was actually some sort of conspiracy ends up being nothing. Literally, like when we got down to the bottom of it, this conspiracy thing he's talking about doesn't really exist. He thinks there's some sort of plot. I don't really understand. But yeah, at the end of the day, I thought what he meant by conspiracy was, the plan to, put him into a senior home, which I've discussed openly with my dad before in the past. I was just afraid to bring it up at the very initial because I thought it would trigger a lot of negative emotions and I didn't want to deal with it. But turns out he's actually, for now, okay with that. But we'll see how that goes. Everything's kind of a work in progress. This is kind of like the vlog of my life type of thing. Anyway, that's my story with my dad calling the cops on me for the third, fourth time. I have no idea really. Yeah. So key lessons I learned in this moment, because we always have to have some sort of moral of the story, right? Key lesson is, sometimes, how do you say this? I kind of talked about this in my last video, but like sometimes, like we just need to calm down a little bit and not take things so seriously, because sometimes things seem like a big deal. Like, oh my goodness, my dad called the cops on me, but at the end of the day, it's like, if you're doing your best, then I don't know how much you have to worry about, you're doing your best. So, that's what I have. And hopefully you could derive the rest of the lesson from this video, because I think there's something else there. Last thing I want to say is I hope that your family doesn't call the cops on you. That's all I got. All right. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them off. Email me, because I'm having a hard time responding to comments on YouTube right now. Email me. I will read them. And if I don't respond, I will eventually respond to them. I will not ignore them unless you are massively spamming me. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and talk to you soon. Take care. Peace out.